What is up? Okay, these are what happened. I'm going to try these JBL headphones, which you may not be able to hear me. I have no idea if these are any good. Are they actually hooked up on the whole? Let's see. Audio. JBL. Everything looks like it's working. Mic volume is up. Automatically adjust mic volume. Is that any better? I don't think so. It's kind of quiet. Hello. That's loud. I think I'll leave it there. All right. So I don't know how clear these are. My regular, everyday, little earbuddy style ones. Um, when I sweat, caused a little sore on the edge of my ear. So I can't wear the insert ones, which I never really liked. But anyway, my push stick. This is what I'm going to start with today. I had a 3D printed one with oak handles. And it worked pretty well. But as you can see, the 3D printed part is gone. It's pretty much toast. And it was just a trial anyway. Now, the other thing I noticed, this is really, really comfortable with the two oaks trapped together. It's a nice thickness and everything. The problem is this lip here kept catching the fence of the table saw. So what I got to do is make one that's flush. And that's still pretty comfortable. I kind of like it a little thicker. I may make a new handle that's thicker and just one-sided out of a thicker piece of wood. But for now, I mean, it's just a push stick. You end up chewing them up anyway. So I have a new piece of plywood I'm going to use instead of 3D printing. And I'm going to make a new one. And basically, it's just going to cut it out of this. And I got to cut it out of my bandsaw. And the problem is I have to use the old bandsaw because my brother never made it here. He was coming down with his daughter, and I guess they got sick and they got car sick and stuck in traffic at the same time. And he called and said, "I'm going back home," and I don't blame him in the slightest. So that's what happened there. I don't have a blade for this, so I have to use this still, which is fine. It works fine. It's a bandsaw. And it's very hot and humid here, and my legs bother me, but oh well. And I have iced coffee, so I'm over all of it. And this is very good iced coffee. Holy crap, that's really good. Iced coffee mixture. This will be a fun little waste of time. I make flavored iced coffee. I'm not big on flavored coffees until I discovered I buy like hazelnut coffee. And I always take an empty, 1 pound can, which are like 12 ounces now. They're nowhere near a pound. But anyways, I only use about a quarter of a flavor and then fill the rest up with regular everyday coffee and stir it up. So you don't get like a super sicky, sweet coffee flavor. And this particular blend is leftover mocha and hazelnut. They were like, because you buy the bag, little baglet of 8 or 10 ounces, whatever it is. That's ultra expensive compared to regular cheapo coffee. But I literally use a couple of, like a half a cup in that whole big can, and then I stir in so I can mix them. Anyways, there was very little left of the hazelnut and very little left of the mocha, and I mixed them together and then top them off with the regular coffee. It is freaking awesome. I will be doing that again. I wasn't really going to buy the mocha again because I don't really like it on its own, even mixed with regular coffee. It's just too weird. It was the Big Y, Stop and Shop, Walmart, I don't know, store brand flavored coffee, but it wasn't very good. But mixed with the hazelnut and both of them very mildly flavored, they actually taste good. Now, I did, as you can see right here, I did over the weekend build a stand and got cartwheels and everything. Did cartwheels for the new bandsaw because I like a mobile, and their mobile kit looked really nice and everything for that bandsaw, but it's an extra $200 freaking, $189, something like that. Shipping, it's $200. Um, actually, anyway, 175, $200, which is ridiculous. I have scrap plywood or scrap pressure treated. I had some scrap plywood. There's actually a shelf on it. The wheels cost $25. Matter of fact, I might order another set because this is on a crappy stand I don't really like, on crappy wheels. Um, and I'd like to get some more wheels. And where it's Prime Day, they get better. Is anyone even here? Can they tell me if the headset is working? Are you getting audio? Is the audio working? If not, oh well. So the bandsaw is over there, and I have to go cut this out. So maybe I'll just do that right now. I will. Let's go cut this out. And I really don't have the best blade in here for it. And is everything on? No, everything is not on. Now I did wire in tools and vacuum to a new 20 amp circuit that is all by itself. So all of these tools are on their own circuit, and it's plugged into this monster 10 gauge cord. This is a 10 gauge extension cord going over to a 12 or a 20 amp outlet that runs these and the vacuum, and that's all it runs. There's nothing else on that circuit. There's the switch to turn it off by the door, kind of a safety thing. That, and it just makes it convenient to shut everything down when I leave, whenever. And that 20 amp circuit outlet just runs the vacuum and the tool. So in reality, I'm not over juicing anything. But let's fire this thing up. I haven't fired it up in a while. I did just tension the blade and straighten everything out, so seems to be working. Let's do some cuts. And I'm just kind of roughly going with whatever I do here. And I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just cutting scrap out. Making a fish. I call these kind of push sticks the fish because they look like little fishies. But it's still my preferred. There's some people that make that handle sign, and I don't know if you can hear me over the saw. I don't know how well this mic is picking up. How well this headset is. Somebody's got to speak up and let me know. Is anyone here? There you go. See, it looks like a little fish. Swimming fishy in the stream. Swimming fishy. And I'm only going to put one side on because, like I said before, I'm going to go this way with it. Like I said before, if I put both on, which I like the grip, I like the feel, much better with both. But I need this flat face to go up against the fence when you're pushing. This was catching on the fence of the table saw, so we're only getting one side. I do think I'm going to make a new handle slash handle. I think I need to clean this up because I don't really like it. This one here. And right along here. Yeah, I like the thickness, but I need the flat surface to go against the fence because I kept catching on it and it was driving me nuts. So first off, let's clean this up a little better. I still have this tension right. Using a resaw blade to cut fine plywood. Really brilliant. Anyway, I think I'm going to cut multiples of these right now, just because I can. Yeah, I don't hate that. That's not bad. I'll push. I do think I want to make it a little bit longer. I think I had it more. No, yeah, it was a little bit longer before, but not much. More because I just don't want to hit the screw here that I'm going to have to put in it. What is up, Mr. Cumber? How's the audio? You're the first person in chat. I had to go to these headset because my earbud ones were. I got a sore inside of my ear, like a little spot from sweating with earbuds in, and it made my ear all irritated. So I went to the full ding ding. That must have been loud. Had to go to the full headset. Can you hear me? Is everything audio wise awesome? How is Mr. Cumber? I haven't seen you on a chat in a while. Hey, okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Is it better, do you think, than the other ones? I may just use these all the time, although they're very hot and sweaty. I think I like that. I wish it was just a little bit longer, but it's what I got for scrap, so that's what it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna cut out another one. Is this longer? This is longer, but this is kind of a nice piece of plywood. Even though it's an 1/8 inch, and it's got a little curl to it. It's still a very pretty piece of plywood. I don't know if I want to use it on a push stick that's just gonna get chewed up. I think I'll just make another one out of this since I have this sitting here. And that way I can actually probably make 2 or 3 more out of this piece of plywood. But for now, I'm just gonna make 1 more. Because I got the bandsaw all set up for it. And stuff. I have been awesome. I'm waiting for the blade for that. My awesome. I wish I could be using that right now. I want to use my toy. Oh well. Can't. This might get loud. I don't know if this is going to feed back through the mic or not. It probably does some, but. Bandsaws are awesome. This is awesome. And we have another one. And I could just use these. I mean, these are fine just the way they are. Yes, I won that. You haven't been around since I won that, have you? I won that. I actually won that very, very expensive bandsaw that I can't use because I don't have a blade for it. I'm getting a blade for it. It was supposed to be here this weekend, but it never showed because life life gets in the way sometimes, and you just have to deal with it. So there's that, and I like it. It's basically very nice. Is it perfect? No. Will it work? Yep. Will I be happy with it? More than likely. I think I need to cut this back a little bit more. At like this angle. So, so we're pushing more evenly. Yep. So I might as well cut them both at the same time. It's just one simple cut, and I think I can manage it. It'll work. Push stick. And then I put a little handle on it to make it a little fatter and more comfortable. It just makes it more comfortable to grip. Less than 3, even though I'm using oak. Yeah, I think that'll work. It'll be fine. Give it a quick sanding. Give them both a quick sanding. Might get loud. I don't know how loud this is going to get. There's one. Let's screw it to it. How's that sound? I'm going to need more newer screwers. Because the screwers I had before were too longer. I really want to double thickness. I wonder if I can just go like this and just screw the whole kit and caboodle onto that. I almost can. Then I have this big blocky side that's going to catch in the saw and the blade. So, no. Not happening. But I'll do that. That's not a big deal. Let's see what I have for screws. What do I have for screws that will fit that? We got to go into the box of screws. I got too much junk out. Put some junk away. Let's throw this thing away. Not get it anymore. it was good while it lasted. That, and I don't like the plastic. I've discovered coming in contact with the saw blade that it covers the saw blade in gunk, and I don't like the saw blade covered in gunk. I don't see anything there I can use for this, or anything there. Don't worry, I have more. This is just my first very old box of. You need hardware for a Rubbermaid wire rack closet system. Yeah, I did a lot of those over the years. Kept all the spare parts as I did them. Let's see what else I got for spare parts bins. This is probably the one that's going to have stuff I need in it. What do we have in here? I really want a small recessed head wood screw. Not a dome head. Recessed head. These might work if I cut the ends off. They're too long, but that's alright. I can drive them through there. And then cut the point off. I got some domey heads that I don't want. I found a quarter. Door handle. Yeah, I think. Oh, those are for outlets. I need those. Yeah, outlets I can put the screws in. We got a washer from something. I think I'm going to use these. Because they're tiny. I actually feel like they might be aluminum, which I'm actually okay with, because then if for some reason I get dumb and I hit the saw blade with it, it won't screw up the blade. Because, you know, it is me, so I'm very likely to do something stupid. That's a given. There, it's this one here. And I think these are too small. But you know what? I'll just drive it through it. And wind up the way I want it. Yep, close enough. And then that's holding that, and I can just cut the other end of it off. Let's not drive it into my bench though. Looks like it lines up good enough. Again, it's just a push stick. And all I do is take the grinder to it. And now I have an awesome push stick. There you guys want to see sparks? I really wish they'd make a left-handed grinder. That spun counterclockwise. So I wasn't shooting sparks at myself all the time. That will work. Hey, that screw's still hot. Dumbass. That should work. It should work just fine. New push stick. I have another 3D printed one right here. This one's alright. This is designed by somebody I downloaded off of Prusa. It's alright, but again, I don't really like the plastic hitting the blade. You know, it's just not good. It's not a good thing. I should just clean this up and use this. I got double-sided tape on it. That's how I stuck it to the plastic one. And make another one. I just gotta get all this double-sided tape off of there. Which I don't know if I can. It's been on there a while. It's kind of ooey gooey. It's only gonna come off. Nope, not looking like it. That was a lot of work. So I'll hang on to this. So I might actually double this up at some point. But, don't want it that thick. And now I can ride it right along the fence, which is good. Stuck to my hand. And I have another just straight up plywood one that I can use as another filler or just use as is. I think I'm going to give it a quick sanding too, just because it's all splintery plywood. Splintery. It is a word, right? Splintery. It is and it is now. I made it up. So with Webster Dictionary and telling me he made up a new word and it's splintery. Oh, battery died. Let's try this one. It's fully charged. It was. Yeah, it's down to one. If it wasn't fully charged, that's alright. Well, I can charge two batteries instead of just one. So what have you been up to, Mr. Paul? Are you still here? Mr. Thunder? Just feeding back through the mic badly or what? I have a feeling it just might be. That's actually not bad. It's thin. I hate the thin plywood, but it'll work. Charge a battery or two. Let's charge a battery or two. Well, that's done. Now what? Besides sweating my ass off. This actually came out better than I thought. I have multiple push steps for the table saw, so I can hold things all properly. Put the tape measure away. And put all the screw assortment crap jug away. All this stuff does fit in here. I know it does because it goes before. Let's have a seat and think and do and think. Oh, and I got to clean up that cutting board. Where is it? I patched a cutting board all patulated. All patulated. It actually looks like it came out alright. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There's a seam right here and right here where I had originally done it. And when the two pieces seamed, when I glued it, it slipped, so they didn't line up. They didn't look good. So I literally took the table saw and ran it down here, stood it up, ran it down, and did it in the three spots where the three different colors are, and then cut really, really thin table saw blade width strips and glued them in there to make it look straight again. And it worked really well, actually. A lot better than I thought it was going to be honest. And now I have to router this piece out. All back. Can I sand it or should I router it? I should just router it. We router the whole thing. All the way around. Perfect. I might even square cut the whole thing again. And then router it. And that way I can easily get rid of all the glue marks. I think I'm going to do just that. That's easier than trying to clean up all that glue. And literally, I'm not even going to take the blade width off. Alright, this thing can be detensioned because I'm all done with it. Get the hell out of the way. Wow, these things are hard. I do not like to release. Get this back on here. So it doesn't make a complete mess. Still makes a mess, it's not a complete mess. Let's just spin this real lightly. I mean really lightly. A little more than that. Really lightly. Basically just cleaning up the edge so I don't have to sand off glue. That's all I'm doing. And those are actually alright. And then I've got to get the router out and make more noise. And it's this router. Each router is set up. I've got a bunch of routers. Each router is set up with a different, wrong router, with different bits and different setups. So I don't have to change blades all the time. This one, I had the wrong one. That one's set up to do the handle knockout. This one's set up to do the taper on the edge of the board. And I should be able to just do one basic pass around it and go from there. Probably get rid of that little bit of loose spidge there, which I can just sand that off, no problem. It's fresh battery. Get loud. in a smooth face. Maybe not good enough for the router to go on. Much better. No more little bad spots. All right. I have marks on the blade. I don't know if you can see them, of the different heights. I have one here. That's my first cut. One here is my second cut. And then one back over here is my third cut. So I don't do it all at once. And all you do is set the mark on the bit to the bottom of the table, and then I know I'm going in the right depth. All I got to do is the one cut, because I'm just trimming everything back from doing all the work. So let's clamp this thing down so I can get 3 of the 4 sides. Make everything all the same again. Now that I just trimmed it back, that ain't going nowhere. Let's grab a cord. Normally I come from the other side, but I think I want to come from this side because then I won't trip on it. Make sure it's juiced up. Yep. And let's give it a hit. It's going to make a big mess and a lot of noise. I have been working with routers for 40 plus years. They still scare me. And my usual thing is when something scares me, it is dangerous. You're more dangerous if something scares you than if it doesn't scare you. The only more dangerous than not being scared is being too scared. That makes sense. When you're too scared, you get overly paranoid and you freak out and do stupid crap. Routers still make me scared, and I've been using them a lot. I mean, I've always used them a lot. People usually call me to do it because I'm actually really good at it. But they still scare me. They're just scary. I think it worked out. You zoom over to you. You probably couldn't see it, but the Purple Heart kind of peeled when the router bit hit it. But it didn't peel back so far that it went underneath the layer, so I'm okay. And now we have this nice, beautiful edge with a 15-degree taper. Everything's smooth and clean. Needs a sanding, but you never know I screwed it up. But actually, I kind of like it. It's got a lot of Purple Heart strips in it. I think you can see it. But there you go. Now it's all striped, and the stripes all look lined. You used to right over here where this darker piece of black is. It used to jog down, but I ran the table saw down, made 1/8 inch cuts, filled them with 1/8 inch strips of different woods, so now there's like 5 different woods on the edge, but who cares? I mean, you can sort of see it there, the different layers and colors, but then this whole board's that way, so it's all scraps like glued together, and I kind of like it. Kind of like it a lot, actually. And I actually like that now a lot. I almost want to start doing that deliberately, which is why I wanted to test it, because I thought I'd like it. That's a test. This is only a test. This is the test of the emergency llama fix-it system. Let's put this dangerous monstrosity away, even though it's just a palm router. Still dangerous. Router's dangerous. Routers are dangerous if you're not careful with them. They can be extremely dangerous. I just ordered some silicone mats. It's like cooking mats. And I think they're going to be great for... What is up? Terry! Hey, what's up, dude? Tell me how loud this is in the mic. I don't know how much this mic picks up with this set of headphones. Supposedly, it's supposed to auto volume. But I don't know how much it's going to auto volume out of the sander. Do a little repair. Did a lot of repair. I repaired a push stick. I don't know if you guys can hear me over the sander. I repaired a push stick, and then did a repair, and I'm finishing up the repair on this. I kind of like this repair better than I liked it originally. Repaired. Everything's like nice straight lines now, instead of it going across and then jogging where the seam is. It used to jog down because it grew up, it slipped. But now it's all fixed. Everything is wonderful. Actually, a lot better. It's really nice, actually. I kind of like it a lot. There's multiple woods there now. There is Purple Heart, real thin. Black Walnut, real thin. Cherry, kind of medium thin. Maple, kind of very thin, 1/8 inch. Then this is Wingay, and this is Black Walnut, because I ran out of Black Walnut at the time, and I had that piece of Wingay and it fit. And then the patch here again is Purple Heart, and then it finishes off with Maple. There's a lot of wood there, but they're all little patches, little ripped out patches. But I kind of like it. It looks cool. And the ends even look cool with all the little jogs and puzzle pieces. And I don't know if you can see that, but Viking! What is up? We have Terry and a Viking and a Paul. They're making noise. I don't know if you can hear me over the noise. But I like it. It's the patch came out really good. Like, I like the patch better than the original. I really, really do. I mean, I really, really do. Like, I might start doing that deliberately, just for an accent. I've actually been thinking about, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this really thin strip. These are really, really, some of these are really, really thin patch strips, because the seam was off. And I just ran this through the table saw standing up, and then cut some scrap wood at the thickness of the blade of the table saw, Came out really good. But I've been thinking about taking one of these and using the CNC and doing like a swirly design in it, but real gradual. And seeing if I could inlay loose, like bend them around and glue them into place and do like an inlay swirl pattern in the top, which is kind of what this was testing to see if I was going to have problems with it gluing up and am I going to see seams. And it really worked really well, like better than I thought it was going to, like a lot better. And it made it look awesome. It really does look awesome. Everything is awesome. I really, really like that end. This is nice too. This is maple, cherry, and maple, which is nice. But all the different colors in that just look freaking sweet. Like I said, even this end looks nice. Even though it's all like puzzle piecey, it looks cool because it's all puzzle piecey. There's other parts of it. This is all just, this whole thing is just scraps I glued together. Stuff I didn't need, some of it I don't even know what it is. This big wide board here, I don't even know what that is. The piece of furniture we cleaned up, it felt like cardboard, so I glued it in there. This piece here, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. This piece here, where this is a wide one, where I glued some other stuff, and then I glued some other stuff, and then I glued some other stuff, and they're all mismatched, and then I ran it through the saws and cleaned it all up. So it's all weirdo glued together weirdo stuff, but it makes it look cool because it's all random and cool because it's cool, just cool. And there you go. And it's hot and humid here. Probably not the best towel to use, but I don't care. It's sweat. It's sweaty. It's hot, humid. Not even that hot. I mean, it might be 80. The breeze is blowing, but it's blowing hot air, so I closed the garage door. I might open it again, even though I got the fan on. The breeze, I think, was doing better. Plus, these headphones are really hot. Anyway, so what are you guys up to? What's everyone up to today? What's everyone's fun thing for the day? I just can't believe how well that worked. That worked way better than I expected it to. You can't even see the glue line, which is what I was hoping for, but I really didn't expect it to work. I expected to have issues. And it did crack out here a little bit, but that's not a big deal. That'll just sand out after a couple layers of sanding because it's still rough. Nothing else is bad. This is actually kind of a nice cutting board. It ain't for a scrap left over. I got boxes of scrap. I'm just going to make cutting boards out of them. Lots and lots of cutting boards out of them. I'll probably make 2, maybe 3 out of what's in those 2 boxes. There's another box over there. And I'm tired of trying to match to the scraps. I want to get set thicknesses and just run them. That way, when I butt them and make a pattern, or not make a pattern, make it random, I know the thicknesses will match, so I can just butt them together, cut the ends. I don't have to try and rip and fit and waste wood trying to fit one to another, trying to save wood. It's just a waste. So yeah, that's my plan. This came out pretty sweet. I think Matt will be getting this one. I have a friend in Florida who wants one, but biggie. She can have one. She's like my little sister. Um, been part of the family since we were 12. Um, she wants one, but she thinks she can sell them down there in Florida. has a friend that has a little like consignment shop. So I think what I'm gonna do is send her down one for her and a couple more that she can put in the shop and see if she can sell some of them. And I can start making some money off these freaking things. Because right now, I'm spending more than I'm making, and that's not a good thing. I need to start making more than I'm spending. Seems like clicking weird. What's up, Gary T? Thanks. It is a good looking cutting board considering it's just a random. Iced coffee is yum. Anyone that says iced coffee is bad, I will fight. No. Actually, you know what? If you don't like iced coffee, good. All the more for me. I gotta make some more cutting boards. I have lots and lots of scrap. I think what I'm gonna do is make a couple smaller, like what we used to call bar boards. You know, for cutting lemons and fruit boards. They're only about that big. And that way, I can use up the scrap. Make charcuterie boards. I saw the wickedest post on Facebook the other day. It was a charcuterie board, and it had a picture of a shark cut in it, and it said charcuterie board or shark cutting board, something like that. And then at the bottom it said, it had a little picture of a shark on it. And it said, because no one can say charcuterie. So it said shark cuttery board. It was funny. It was awesome. I want to steal it. I want to steal that idea. I just might. Not that I'll sell it because I'm not that rude of an obnoxious thief, but I might do it for my own personal friends and family type of thing. My brother's making one too, which is all like glued up. I was gonna cut it up, but you know what? I'm gonna let him cut it up. It's his board. Let him flatten it and cut the ends and square it up and everything, so he'll learn what he's doing. Because this is his, which is gonna. I actually think it's gonna be really nice. I don't think he got all the joints tight enough, but he's doing this for himself basically. But that looks like it'll be a nice board, and it's fairly big. Oh, it's gonna be a lot smaller after you level it all and clean it all and do all of that. But I don't know. It should be all right. It should be okay. Needs to be cleaned up. And then it'll look like something like this. Yeah, it is a nice play on words. It's a really cool. I died laughing. I really, really want to copy it. I really, really want to copy it. But again, I wouldn't do it for money without like finding the dude that originally came up with it and said, "Hey, dude, can I steal that?" Because that's not right. Somebody comes up with a good idea, they should get credit for their own good idea. That's my attitude, anyways. He really didn't get this thing anywhere near level. Oh well. That's what we have shapers and joiners and planers and frickin' CNC machines for, is to fix all of that. Then should be cool. This is cherry, maple, and black walnut. I think he's got the same thing over here. That's cherry, and maple. He's going to lose this top cherry and level it. I got to go down too far. It's going to be maple and cherry when he's done, but oh well. We'll see when it gets there. When it's all cleaned up. It is. It's kind of nice. I like this one. I think he did all right, laying it all out and everything. I think you did good. You gotta clean this one up and wax it all up and store it away. You got a few of them all done over here. Problem is, I'm not making enough money off of them. I'm losing money. God, I got probably 10 hours in this thing. But again, this was me just picking at it, using up scraps. I kind of like it. I was selling these in Florida, shipping them down there. They're so freaking heavy. It costs an arm and a leg. Simple. Easily an arm and a leg. Probably a torso and a head too. Anyway, I think I'm gonna kill the stream because I'm all done and it's really hot out here. And everything I wanted to do, I pretty much did. Getting this ready was my biggest thing. I need to let it sit for a day or two. And sand it all down and oil it up. I can actually sand it down, but I'm not in the mood for sanding right now. It's just too hot. Still can't believe how well those inlays worked. They worked really well. Like really, really well. Like really, 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 really well. I think when that thing's oiled up, it's gonna look freaking awesome. Hit it with some rubbing alcohol and find out. See what it looks like. I use rubbing alcohol. People use water. I use rubbing alcohol for multiple reasons. One, water, you're trying to dry the wood out. You're adding water to it, and that's bad. Rubbing alcohol actually dries it, helps to dry it. What's up, Britt? Um, the other thing about rubbing alcohol is a lot of these exotic woods, the purple heart, the black walnut, um, some of the others, uh, the chestnut. I think that's chestnut. Um, they have oils in them. Wow. I don't know if you can see that, but that really stands out now. The rubbing alcohol removes a lot of those oils, so when I go to finish it, it doesn't um, beat up the oil that I'm putting on it. They don't counteract each other. So I always use rubbing alcohol over water to do cleaning and visual testing because I mean, that looks good too. I like that. The maple and the cherry together. But yeah, the rubbing alcohol is much better for doing this than than just use regular old water. And it raises the grain and it dries out faster and it doesn't warp the board as much. When you add water to the surface like this, it can actually warp the board. I kind of like the bottom of this. Usually I leave the bottom and make them kind of yucky. But I even like the bottom of this one. But the top does look nice all wet. And it's about what it's going to look like when it's all oiled. This is clean. I just took it out of the wash. I actually wash my rags now and again, depending on what I use it for. If I do anything nasty with it, I just throw them out. But it's just like this, just rubbing alcohol on wood. I'll run them through the washing machine. Reuse them. By the way, if anyone's got old T-shirts, old towels they don't want, ship them to me. I will take them. I'm running out of rags. Rags are freaking expensive. Look at that, it's already drying up. Aha. The other thing with the rubbing alcohol, it shows me glue. That's a glue right there. Because the rubbing alcohol is black walnut's one of your favorites? No, sorry, I made your clock out of oak. Plain old everyday oak. It is like 200-year-old oak, but yeah, I like black walnut too. I'm trying to get my brother to get rid of all that oak. He doesn't get. Okay, that's reclaimed oak. Yay, it's reclaimed. I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's nice. It's reclaimed. This was made out of it. It's all. I used it because this is all the cutoffs and the rot. If you look underneath, there's a lot of holes and bugs and rot and blah blah blah. I could sell all of that oak for more as the boards right now than I can as furniture, if that makes sense. Making furniture is just installing labor, my time and energy into it, and I'm not going to make any more money off a board foot than I could if I just sold it. Because there's a lot of people like him who like, ooh, reclaimed oak. It's like most people don't like oak. I mean, it's okay. It's nice. It's great flooring because it's kind of blah. But for furniture, no, nobody wants oak. Now that is cool. Oh, you probably can't see it. Um, we're making a coffee table slash bench just for experimentation. Oh crap! It's heavy. This thing's pretty cool. This is the tabletop, and it's reclaimed oak, black walnut, reclaimed oak. It's almost 2 inches thick, about an inch and 3/4 thick. Both black walnut and oak. It's a nice chunk of black walnut, but it's screwed up, so I can't use it for the cutting boards, which is why we did this with it. And then the legs for it are the same thing, with a little thin strip of black walnut in the middle. So this should be nice, and these are kind of tapered. I don't know if you can see it in this thing. I'm gonna put feet on it and everything. So we'll see what happens with that, if I can sell it or somebody wants it. It should be okay. Yeah, the only reason why there's space is because this big open area right here is where my van normally sits, and my van's dead. Otherwise, it would be halved because my van comes in the garage, but right now it's dead. It needs a fuel pump, and the biggest problem is I can't get the fuel out of it. Of course, the day before the van dies, I go and fill the tank. It's a 26-gallon tank. The next day, the fuel pump kicked the bucket. So I have like 25 gallons of gas sitting out there I can't get, which I'll pull it out. Worst case scenario, I'll freaking take a utility knife to it, to the spigot. So it's got one of those stupid anti-siphon freaking things. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but everyone thinks the little flapper where you stick the hose in, isn't it? That's not. The anti-siphon is as it comes down the tube, there'll be like a little piece of metal bent down and another piece of metal bent up, so that liquid can flow around. But if you stick a tube in, it just gets caught. No, because it's a full anti-theft ban, because it's not your, it is a factory built van, but it's not a standard van. It's a 1-ton Astro van, which was a special order, factory order van. But it's got all the anti-theft crap on it because it was a city van. It was a city construction van. So it's yeah, almost all cars now have anti-siphon on it. If you have a fairly new car in the last since 2000, it's got anti-siphon in the down spout. So if you stick a tube down in it, it'll catch. It won't ever make it to the tank. I haven't driven in like 7 years. Wow. Must be nice. I very seldom drive. I hate driving, which is kind of funny because I used to drag race, and I just don't. It's not that I don't. Let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't like driving a car. I don't like driving a car with other people around. If I can get in the car at 2 o'clock in the morning and drive for 6 hours without seeing another person, yay! I would drive all day long. The minute I don't like other people around me. I've had too many car accidents. People are too stupid, and I just don't like being around other people. People are dumb, and they hurt other people. But anyway, yeah, it's an anti-theft city van, and the only reason I don't just get rid of it is because I'll never get what it's worth because it is a special order. It's a minivan, but it's a 1 ton minivan. And actually, I think it's only 3/4. Everyone keeps calling it a 1 ton kit, but it's a 3 ton. But it's not an ad. It's not like you bring it home and you put this kit on. It was a factory ordered modification. It came from GM that way, and it had the lift kit on it originally. It was designed to carry internet cable. It literally, the big spools. You always see the joke. Oh, look, I got my filament. You see the big cable spools and the big power company spools and the big wooden spools. They're like 4 foot tall. That's what it was for. It was made to carry cable. It used to have a spool lift in the back, a little hydraulic. You'd roll the spool up to it, and then you grab it, and it would hydraulically assist, and you could lift the spool up into the van, and it would roll into the van. And it was made to carry one of those spools, which are, you know, you get that big ass spool of copper. That's just one big chunk of copper. The things weigh a ton, literally. So it was designed to carry that, and it was a factory kit. So I bought it. I pulled the lift off of it because I'll never use it. And sold it. I think I only got like $100 because it didn't really work. The hydraulics were all blown in it. But I took the decals off of it from the company. But I love the van. It rides like it's the best riding van I've ever been in because it doesn't ride like a van. It doesn't do that whole boaty thing. It rides like a car, like a good car. It's unreal. And the more weight you put in it, the better the ride gets in that van. It's amazing. I used to fill it up with tons of weight, and it would just you could handle like a dream. It didn't do that whole leany, floaty van thing that most vans do. It is now because I think I got a blown shock in it. But, I mean, it's got 280,000 miles on it. I can't really bitch about it. I put 100,000 miles on it myself. I bought it at 180,000 miles because it had the 1 ton rear end and suspension. The whole suspension, it's all jacked up, but that's the other thing. It doesn't look jacked up. I just, it's a nice van. I don't want to get rid of it. My brothers keep going, oh, we'll give you like 5 grand. Go buy another one. Trade it and get another one. I'm like, why? If you're gonna give me 5 grand, give me 5 grand and I'll fix it. I can fix it nice. I can get another 5, 10 years out of it with 5 grand. I can rebuild the tranny, and the tranny doesn't need rebuilding. I actually need to replace it. It's got a 2-speed rear end. That's the other thing about the 1 ton. It's got a 2-speed rear end. So it's got your standard 4-speed automatic transmission for construction van, but it's got a 2-speed rear end. It's an 8-speed van made for haul and weight. The problem is it's an electronically controlled computery rear end, and something's wrong with the computer. The wire keeps shorting out, something, because it keeps kicking on for no apparent reason. And you're going down the highway at 65, 70 miles an hour, and all of a sudden the rear end shifts down, and you're doing 55 like that. And it's like, and the motor's winding, and it's just obnoxious. I mean, it's drivable, but it's obnoxious, and I need to get it fixed. Either that or just get rid of it. And I really don't want to get rid of it because it's just such a nice van. It really is, and it's barely got any rust on it now. Where if I took care of it now, I could get another 5 or 10 years out of it easy. But that's life. Don't have the money. Anyway, so what are you up to, Brett? Anything fun? Anybody else around? Everyone just came in and left. Does I only have one person watching again? I'm guessing everyone just popped in and then left. I gotta go anyways because it's getting very hot. And I'm sure I drove everyone away talking about the stupid freaking van. Because, it's just a freaking van. Anyway, I'm gonna kill the stream. You are photographing your print. So very nice for you. I gotta set up a little studio. Um, I'm gonna set up a studio for this kind of stuff. Like it's not a studio, but a little corner somewhere where I can shoot pictures. Then I can do the thing, do that kind of thing. Take pictures of the cutting boards, and I did a couple of them in the house, so it's kind of a pain in the ass because my mother's a slob. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna kill it. Y'all have a great day. I will stop babbling now.